Hey there, everybody. It's RCK, and I'm glad to have you back here again for a new series we have. I have quite a backlog of games, probably 10 plus games that I've been needing to show you. So, this is an Omniscience game that is a Noob Omniscience game, something I recorded. Hold on, I can tell you how long ago. Let's see, back in February of 2022. So close to a year ago now, I recorded this, or not recorded it, but saved the games, observed them, and watched them play, and I just never got around to actually getting to do the video and whatnot. And I have plenty of games, not just Omniscience, but other ones that I've played that I just never got around to play or showing on the channel. So I'm gonna try to work through my backlog here. I'll probably try to have more than one series going at a time. I know right now I have the Lanesh one, but I'll see if I can get another one started or something because I got to start working through these. So of course, in the first turn we see nothing, but what we do see is that we can see the pretenders in the world. We have PG-23 playing as Ermor, Philia York. I'm only just read their god names. TNC in just 3 easy payments of only $19.95 if you order something. It doesn't tell the rest of it. Maybe there's more, maybe there's not. For Pangea, we have Sky Guy. For TNN, we have Ram Ranch. For Helheim, I've heard of that somewhere. Shazbaz for Roos. Watch Me Fail as Shinyama. Definitely Not a Jew for Hinam. The Biggest for Makone. Or is it Makone? And then, of course, we have me. So, those are the nations that we're going to be playing with. And then, of course, we will be able to see them as soon as we can start our second turn. So let's go ahead and exit out. Let's see, continue. There we go, turn 2. So let's see, we have our profit. Of course, for armor, we have profit 1. Off the profit, the noble shall be hereby known. Okay. 3 a.m. TV sales. Okay, so there's the rest of the name. Just 3 easy payments of only $19.95 if you order now and win a game of Dominions. Cool. The Most High, Sword of Balance, Banner of Victory. So it's 3 MTV sales, okay? There's a Black Harpy there. Berries and Cream, the Vanna Scout. Grigori, the Rusian Chieftain. Insert name here. This is Hinam's. Y. I don't even know what that is. Y. Okay, so now we get to see where everyone is. Here to our right, we have TNG. To their right, we have Helheim. And to their left, we have Simeona. No, that's Yomi. Yomi, my bad. This is EA, not MA. This is Yomi that is playing. My bad. Above them, they have Roos and Ermor. To the right of Ermor is TNN. To the left is Pangea. Roos is below them. And then they have Hinam to the left, Macomb to the right. Now we're back at TNC. Only 9 people, so it's a very nice grid here. From what we can expect the early game to look like, I mean, from Sacreds and whatnot, does TNN have, let's see, oh, they have the Tuatha, not the Cav units. Okay, so from what I expect, who will come out of the gates here strong in expansion will be Helheim, Ermor. Yomi might be slow to get off the start. TNG is going to be average. Roos is going to be average depending on what bless he took. Might do okay-ish. McCone might be average. But yeah, I do kind of expect Pan, Ermor, and Helheim to be kind of get off the start really quickly with expansion, and they're probably going to be looking the best in the early game just due to the sacreds that they have. Those early age, or not just early age, but any sacred cav, of course, are notorious for expanding well In the early game, of course, they have their high movement speed, normally paired with a decent bless. Of course, we'll see blesses and go over that on next turn. But yeah, normally you see them do very well. And I mean, Ermor is Ermor, but I've seen them do well in a lot of games early on, and then they kind of fall off later. I guess just I mean, there's multiple reasons why we won't necessarily go into it right now. But we'll see. Of course, Pangea is always pretty strong in the early game, and right now, I mean, they seem to have a lot of decent opportunities for Forest here. So 121, 120, 96. That might be a little tough for them to take early on, but it is a lot of lion tribes, so possibly 143. They'd have to hit 94 before they hit 96, and I feel like Henan would already have cut them off at 94 by the time they came around to it. Nope, there's a bridge there. Never mind. They probably will get 96 then if there's a bridge. So that's 3 forts already in their vicinity. Possibly another one at 143. So 4 forts. And even then, maybe even 92. Probably 92, honestly. So yeah, very nice little area here for Pangea early on. Those are only ones I'm going to really talk about right now because we will see the next turn, and that's going to be a lot of talking about blesses. That's why this first episode is only going to be turn 1 through 3. Let's go ahead and end this turn. Come on. There we go. So, Noob Age 3. If I haven't mentioned, the game name is Noob Age. That's what it was called. So we have a message from Yomi. We'll go ahead and read that. Yomi here knows all of its chaotic glory. The goal of first year is not misunderstanding how income works 3 turns in a row, and so fielding a Dione until halfway through the first year. I see some turmoil spreading along, so I will take my starting army into those provinces to pick some fights. Who knows, they might even survive. Of course, with a lot of Yomi's strategies, they want to get a Dione out as soon as possible in order to start expanding with it because they're fairly strong. Get a couple of buffs up, some research targets, and that'll be it. Go ahead and get it on the go. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I had to check. I got like 5 messages at one time there. So here we have a lot of battles, a lot of interesting things. Of course, we see a very nice expansion, kind of expected from a small expanding group from Helheim, just because of how strong they are. The Hell Herdlings anyway. So let's see what their bless is. We'll go ahead and cast Air Shield. So it seems that they are on probably Air Shield Blessing, and then their units are on Guard Commander and then Attack. Let's just see what this blessing is. Okay, shock, fire resistance, cold resistance. Okay. Defense skill +2. Reinvig +1. Bark skin, mountain survival. Yeah, this is going to be a very nice expanding force here. And the bless isn't too heavy. I mean, has a lot of resistances on it, which they do need. Defense skill +2. And then Bark skin. Bark skin is definitely going to help early on. That fire res is going to counteract the bark skin fire susceptibility, but still leave them with 5, so it's decent. So defense skill is at 22, protection's at 18. They have some reinvig and air shields from the cast. So yeah, pretty decent as far as that goes. Be very difficult for things to hit them. So yeah, looking pretty good. Bark skin getting them up. Their natural protection up. That's why they're at 18. I'll have to check what their original numbers at, see how much it helped. Of course, we see them just chopping away here. Of course, with the glamour stack, the high defense skill, and things like that from these elf nations. Of course, you're probably familiar with. Just a very difficult to hit. And then on top of that, you just have to go through glamour and then hit them again and really deal damage and stuff. Making them very resilient units. It's very interesting. We see a black harpy here. If I'm not mistaken, he prophetied or made his black harpy a prophet, didn't he? Nope, not this one. Must have been a different one. So he is just pinging. That's a very, very nice thing to do with PNG. You're able to ping a lot of provinces because black harpies are really cheap. You can also make them in forest. So if you take a forest, you're not ready to turn it into a fort yet. You could just continuously make black harpies from them, and then use them to make sure you know everything that is in the provinces around you. We see a lot of gigantic hoplites. I liked hoplites. So whenever I played Macon, I played them once. I used the, what are they called? Not levies. Let's see, hold on. What are they called? I used the peltasts for the expansion, which was interesting. You can make so many of them where you can just like swarm things, and I mean, it was okay. So let's go back to our battles here. So we have the Gigantes on the flanks. It's unfortunate that their move speeds are all different. Combat speed of 8 versus 10 versus 11. I know you're different. Versus 14. Yeah, they're all at different speeds. And we have you back here. Your Holy 3 Prophet. Poison resistance plus 15. Reinvig plus 2. Magic resistance plus 1. Pin bonus 1. Okay. So let's see. At least that kind of made it a decent point there. They weren't too separated. Alright, very nice. Didn't take any losses. That was very nice. So here we see TNN. I don't think we'll see, unless this is the Prophet here, what their bless is. Where? There he is. Okay, so we do not see their bless. They might have expanded with another group. We'll see. The Warriors have a pretty decent stats here. Defense skill 15. Of course, their protection's kind of slow. The Slingers are okay. I mean, they're just Slingers at the end of the day. Seem to be putting in some work. They also have Javelins. I don't know if they didn't look like they fired their Javelins. Might have been an oversight. So here we see Pangea's army. With their White Centaurs, we'll see what their bless is. No reason to cast Blessing if you're casting Divine Blessing already. Okay, so I already saw enlarge. This is quite a large bless for sure. Attack skill plus 2, magic weapons, shock resistance plus 10, poison resistance plus 5, fire resistance plus 10, cold resistance plus 5, defense skill plus 2, undying plus 4, blood surge 3 of course, larger, undead leadership plus 20. Interesting. Undead leadership plus 20. What do you need? I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know why you didn't go for more undying there. If you had the points for it. But yeah, these are some beefy white centaurs. 29 hit points, 18 defense skill. Of course, they have a lot of attacks. They have Berserker, lots of resistances, magic weapons. They are going to be some very, very strong sacreds here that he's going to be able to rely on throughout majority of the game. Ooh, look how fast they are. Just annihilating things. Very nice. They probably could have done 2 expansions there. Expanding with the satyrs one direction, then the white centaurs in another direction. Taking the black harpy with the white centaurs. Got him a double expand, but maybe he did. No, he didn't. That was just another black harpy scouting. So now we're going to see Hinoms. Of course, they didn't take any losses. They have some Raphite warriors. The Avite are actually pretty strong units overall. Great skills. High strength. They have pretty good siege. They are kind of expensive at 25, but I mean, they hit strong, or they hit pretty tough. Javelin Spear, pretty good unit here. Javelin hits really hard. The Raphaite warriors are some of their sacreds, not the. No, they are the population killers. Never mind, I had that mistaken. So yeah, very very tough units here. Hit very very hard with that 31 sword attack, magical sword, and then that horn attack on top of that. So let's see what their bless is. Attack skill +4, making sure that they always hit. Shock resistance +15, defense skill +2, reinvig +1, blood surge, mountain survival. So fire, air, water, earth, blood. Making their stats looking pretty good. 17-17, protection of 15. Reinvig's nice because they do have high encumbrance at 5. Making sure they don't go to sleep to any fatigue, or it's going to help them not go to sleep as fast. I mean, they'll probably definitely still go to sleep. It's just how fast they'll do it. They'll take out these Jaguar warriors pretty easily. Next, we have TNG. I forget they have the chariots in the early age. I think do they have chariots? Is it early age they get chariots? Oh, wrong one. There we go. Yes, they do get chariots, and I've seen people expand with these. Pretty good, and you'd probably only normally put one PD down because it would just give you a noble chariot, and that's it, and that's all you really need. It's going to take out villains and whatnot if they attack. So pretty interesting there. We do see warriors of 5 elements, so we will see their bless as well. I assume he's the prophet. He is. You'll see a lot of people either bless the first commander or scout. A lot of times I end up doing scout. Start preaching from the very beginning. I don't necessarily put them in battle unless I or really need them. The Harpy is a pretty good one just because of its high movement range. Other than that, some people may wait depending on what their nation is. Maybe sometimes they might need a Holy 4. There's a couple of nations that do wait, not all of them. So some interesting things to think about there with your prophet. So Warrior of 5 elements are pretty tough with those 2 short sword attacks there. Everything has high defense skill. Attack skill 15, a low protection at 9. Round 18 is decent. So they do have air shield on their bless. Attack skill +2, air shield, defense skill +2, and strength +2. Okay. I mean, I understand why you gave them air shield, but I mean, I'm sure you have air mages, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, you have air mages. So you have air communions. You could easily put up Aerofin once you hit it in that enchantment 6, I think. Or is it 7? Yeah, Aerofin's at enchantment 6. So, I mean, Aerofin's not that great. I assume it's going to help you some with expansion. A lot of expansion parties will have arrows and stuff in them. But as far as your first war goes, I could help you with javelins against Ermor, javelins against Hinnom, javelins against Macone. But honestly, things like arrows and such like that really fall off really fast in mini games. So, I mean, you definitely have Ermor here that could rush you down in the beginning, but you don't see very many archer strategies just because of how easily it falls off with Aerofin when someone hits enchantment 6. So air shield, maybe could have gone for something else there. Not saying it was a bad choice, just saying there's other things you could take. See a Azure Mage there. Cool. Won't try him. So yeah, that's that. So let's go ahead and continue on. So here we see some losses here from Ormor. Just one Equitave the Sacred Shout, so that is unfortunate. That is one of his sacreds. So let's go ahead and see what happened. We don't see too many risky plays or expansions going here. No one's failed their first turn expansion so far. See what their bless is. So they also took a very large bless. So like I said, Pangea, Ermor, and Helheim, even though Helheim's bless isn't as large, they're going to be expanding like crazy in the early game here if they take full advantage of what they have. Poison resistance plus 15, fire resistance plus 10, cold resistance plus 10, defense skill plus 1, magic resistance plus 2, undying plus 6, strength plus 2, blood surge, combat speed plus 30%. Oof, okay. So they were on an attack rear move, taking out those commanders. Very nice. Let's see. Where did that unit die? Huh. Guess it was really close, and if you ever watch the replay, they don't actually die. Interesting. And we do see an expansion here from Yomi. Very nice. Glad they still aren't sitting in their cap. So we have a lot of things here from Yomi. Looks like they had some free spawn, I think. The Kurioni here. They can throw some flames, spit some poison. They have no Dachi here with very, very high damaging attack. They have the Colony, which is like their kind of chaffy unit. Very cool. A little club attack. They have Bandits, which is their archers. They have some wolves, which came from the Onishugo here, which is a Def 2 Earth 1 mage. Also can throw flames. A little bit of free spawn, very nice. They have a bandit leader. The only reason why they brought 2 leaders is because the bandit leader is only able to lead these bandits here or human troops, whereas the Onishugo really only has undead leadership for these demons, or magical leadership, depending. But they do have regular leadership, so I guess you didn't necessarily have to bring 2 commanders. You could have left one at home, but it looks like you brought him anyway. And then you should watch the battle, but so he loses 1 Koni and 1 Curioni. So he lost his big guy there, unfortunately, he was the first to fight. They are all undisciplined, so that is unfortunate. It's a rough thing to deal with. Then we have Roos, and we might be able to see Roos's bless here. Yeah, we will be able to see it. Okay, I saw some chew of the cold weapons on him. So let's go ahead and check that out. Cold weapons, strength plus 2, blood surge. So a very small bless here for the skin shifters, of course. They hit really hard. They're pretty tough units. They do have their second shape being a bear. Berserker 3 is pretty nice, and they have recuperation. So they're pretty cool. Like I said, hit very, very hard. Now they are berserking. Or is that blood surge? Did it have blood surge? Yeah, they did have blood surge on top of that. Berserking blood surge is pretty nice. Very cool. So let's see there. Lost 1 Rusian warrior. That's all. Cool. So we have a. Oh, we already read that. So Tiranog ended up prophetizing on the 3rd turn. Shitty or Sidey Lord. I don't want to say shitty Lord. So let's see what mage that was in particular. So it's one of these. So it's a Air 2, Nature 1, Holy 2 that he prophesies to a Holy 3. Being Air 2, I mean, not a bad choice due to the fact that he's able to cloud trapeze and he also has 26 map movement. So yeah, he will be able to get where you need him to be. Oh, I forget that Tiranog has these assassins here. Pretty interesting. I've played against them once. And those assassins were rough. So that is what we currently have here. We see that TNG expanded west, Yomi south. Of course, Pangea went and took this forest here. Of course, a really good idea for him. He needs to be taken. He needs to be beelining for every forest that he's able to. Of course, Yomi wants more gold income. He could have went for that, but you can't see how much gold income it has because he doesn't have scales in there. I was kind of surprised that TNG didn't go for more resources, taking a forest. Instead, they went for more gold, but I'm not sure what they can actually recruit, of course, so I don't necessarily know. Bruce going for planes or more. We're going to 123. Unless he's going for 129 and 118, we might see him head straight to there next. If not, well, there are Amazons there and Jade Maidens. I would say hit the forest first just because he'd be able to make his equites faster. Because that is kind of what he's all in on at the moment. But that would have been a more riskier play. Helheim went for the plains as well. TNN went for the mountains. No, highlands, my bad. Because their guys are high resource and let's check. If he's making sacreds anyway, not necessarily sure. So 22 and 22 resource and recruitment points. So yeah, I could see him going for that. Very cool, very cool. Depending on what Macon is. Oh, he kind of had a tough expansion here too. Hoplites or elephants. Heavy infantry. Yeah. He might be going for 54 here, but that might cut him off just because that is a mountain. And it could cut him off in certain temps. So that could be kind of dangerous for him if he does go for that. Let's go deposit there, very nice. Ooh, still ovens. I mean, that could be a game changer right there for Makone. A construction bonus of 20. That's pretty sweet depending on who gets there first, TNN or Makone, because that's right in the middle. Oof. Ooh, very interesting. Any other cool sites I see around? Lava Lake, Iron Deposit, Windspire, Canyon of Sand. Don't really see any other sites. Horses Vale. Any over here? Turtle Village, Lake of Reflection, Great Silver Mine. Yeah, that Steel Ovens is probably the best site that we're able to see at the moment that they don't have to search for. Very interesting. They're very lucky site to have for whoever gets it, either TNN or Macon. Whichever one gets there first. Very cool. So we have a very interesting game here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.